And we're live.
Yay!
For those of us just joining us, all 0 viewers at the moment, these two have been geeking out about Gundam.
Wing.
And unfortunately, I have not seen any real Gundam shows in a while, so meh.
Even.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
I prefer the term heretic.
It's the only mecha anime I seriously watched. Not even seriously. I don't even like the show, but I love the characters, so it's a weird, complicated relationship. I really like Gundam Wing more for its untapped potential rather than for what it is. But yeah.
It was a really good intro to the Gundam series for me, at least. I definitely loved Duo. We do have people. I really liked Duo when I was younger because his attitude was a lot more fun. He had the hair, and I had much longer hair back when I was younger.
The hair, yeah.
I was really curious. It was down to mid back, so that was always fun. And he had the coolest Gundam.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shinigami was awesome.
I do like Katra's Sandra with the two sickles. That's a really cool design. Duo, I've heard I don't know if this is myth or whatnot, but I heard Duo at first initially was supposed to be the main character. But then, of course,
But he had too much personality, so they had to give it to Hiro.
Yeah, yeah. It was like, oh, he's so charismatic and interesting and likable. Let's give it to the sullen, monotone guy. But it makes sense. Like, of course, they're going to make the Japanese pilot the main character for a Japanese show, right? So,
yeah. By the way, I just gotta say, Blue Dragon, I love your name.
Master of Galaxies. See, I see Blue Dragon. I think Malagos, but that's just me.
Yeah. I still love that. Blue Dragon, Master of Galaxies. I love it. It's classy. It says something. But anyway.
Yeah.
I honestly do wish they had made Duo the main character because he had such a well fleshed out backstory.
But anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, his backstory in the episode 0 manga is really good.
Though I gotta say my favorite of the Gundam Wing Gundams was definitely Shenlong, the one Wu Fei piloted.
Oh yeah.
With the extendy arms.
Yeah.
That turned into dragon heads, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So like apparently they were supposed to make those, like, you know, those 2 recap episodes that happens in the middle of the series. Those were apparently supposed to go into their backstory, but they ran out of money. Henceforth, why we have 2 recap episodes, one after the other.
So much sorrow.
I know, yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
We
should actually talk about something that's not going to isolate the fans because it's like...
Well, it is called the Geek Triad, so if we don't geek out about something, we're not doing our jobs. We're not living up to our namesake.
Yeah, good point.
Let's see.
I could talk more about Gundam Wing easily, but I just feel like I will probably end up boring everyone.
I just wish I could actually contribute to the conversation. It's been way too long since I've seen Gundam anything. But yeah, why don't we get the main thing out of the way with the Percy Jackson episode?
By the way, before we go into that, hold on. Never mind. Go for it.
Okay. Well, that was certainly an experience. It wasn't as god awful as I thought it was going to be. A lot of people kept saying, "Oh my God, it's the worst adaptation ever." I mean, it was bad. Don't get me wrong. It was a god awful movie, and I'm actually going through the rest of the series now. I'm on the Battle of the Labyrinth, the 4th book, because I'm gonna try to do a supplemental for the whole episode and get a real feel for how much of the series that one movie really destroyed.
Yeah.
But oh my god, that was dumb.
Yeah, it looked really dumb.
It was. I mean, there were a lot of technicals that they got right. That there was some degree of potential there, but the director didn't have any respect for the source material, and the screenwriter certainly didn't give a shit. I cannot blame Jordan for refusing to sell any more movie rights.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, like tons of authors have been turned off by movie adaptations because they're just given like zero amount of creative force in the process. Unless they're like someone huge. Like I don't know how much creative control they gave J.K. Rowling, but I know as a whole anyway, she's happy with what they did with her books.
By and large, they actually did justice.
Yeah. Who was the director for this movie? The one you just did. Is this the second movie or the third? Just
of Percy Jackson, it was the second movie.
how many movies did they do? Just 2 or 3?
They just made the 2, but there's a lot of talk about a fan-made third movie coming out. I don't know how that's going to work with the way that, because like the kind of the central monster, one of the central monsters for the third movie is now dead.
Right.
So I don't see how that's going to work out very well.
Yeah. And if they are making a third movie, why would they? But yeah, it's weird. If they're making a third movie, you'd only assume that it'd be a continuation from the second movie, but why make it a continuation anyway if fans hated the second one so much? Unless they can fix all the problems somehow.
I don't know. They'd have to create a lot of plot holes and disregard a lot of the stuff from the previous movies.
Yeah.
You might as well just start over from scratch.
Who directed the second movie? Was that Chris Columbus again?
Yes, someone ended up answering that in the chat. Hold on, there is Kishti. Yeah, said that it was Thord. I'm gonna get this wrong. Thor Freudenthal
Is the director? Okay, no, that's definitely not Chris Columbus. Let's see.
No.
Well, that is one. That's an awesome name. I think
one that I can barely pronounce.
Yeah, Thor Freudenthal. I swear that's the name of a character from a book.
Or something, I don't know.
It seems like a type of name that an author would think really deeply about before naming a character that. It's like his name is Thor because it denotes strength, but then part of his last name is Freud because he has a Freudian complex with his mother. I something that's what I feel like it sounds like. Yeah. Well, like, how was it making this episode? Was it difficult?
The only parts that were really difficult were in getting used to working with Ashton now as the editor. I mean, he does great work. I'm very pleased to have him as part of the team. But every once in a while, he'll have an idea that he wants to go forward with, and he'll need me to reshoot something or rewrite something in the script. And then I'll have a different idea, and he'll either shoot that down or suggest something different. And there's a bit of communication that we both need to get used to doing. I mean, as far as actually sitting down and writing the script and filming everything, that's not a problem. I'm used to that now. It's just going to be learning to work in a different kind of dynamic.
Yeah. Like with the editing process, did you just give him the raw footage and let him fly, or were you sitting beside him most of the time?
No, unfortunately, he lives on the other coast, so I've never actually met him face to face. Unfortunately.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
it's just so it's that kind of working relationship. Like, how did you scrounge him up then? How did you hire him?
Actually, he approached me during, I believe it was during a live event or live stream event a while back. He offered his services as an editor and was like, you know, that would actually make things a lot easier for me. So I gave him the intro and outro of Watership Down to edit, and I was actually really impressed by what he had to do, or by what he had.
Uh-huh.
So I just said, okay, let's go with that.
Okay, that's cool. Sorry, I'm just trying to make my life work.
Hey, Kyle.
The chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Khalili. Khalil. Sorry, mispronounced
And
that there.
Prussian Lord.
And who else?
Prussian Lord. Yeah, I'm back. I had to go feed what I personally refer to her as the little menace, but it's the cat. She has decided it's her dinner time and won't leave everyone else alone.
Ah, too bad.
So, what's wrong with calling me Leafy? Is that something perverted?
No. Leafy's a douchebag on YouTube.
He's right up there with Keemstar.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I have no idea. I guess I don't keep up enough. But
It's fine. He's, as far as I'm aware, he's really gotten quiet over the last couple of months.
Well, that's good. Like, you know, there's never any shortage of obnoxious people. So, yeah, the more quiet, the better. Speaking of obnoxious personalities, I don't know. I guess the show wouldn't appeal to you guys. It's only you're not part of the demographic. But has anyone in the chat seen that new Netflix show called Girlboss? You guys heard of it?
I haven't heard of it personally.
No,
Okay.
that's new to me.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, I just saw the trailer for it just a few days ago, but apparently it was released on Netflix in April. So I decided to watch it because the trailer was just so like it was trying so damn hard to appeal to the millennial generation. You know, which is the generation I'm a part of, and I just kept thinking, okay, there's no way a show like that, like it's probably just a trailer. They're just hyping it up as much as possible. There's no way the show can be that obnoxious and mean-spirited, and surely the main character has some depth to her because it's loosely based off of a true story. But no, it's just this character is like the most horrible, jerkiest, self-serving, self-absorbed person ever. And it's not done with the same awareness as the HBO show Girls, which is a show I also really dislike because all of the characters are just completely unlikable. But they make those characters unlikable to criticize the millennial generation, right? And they still do it in a more nuanced way to show off a bit of their humanity from time to time. But with this main character for Girlboss, you're supposed to like her. And the show, the writing just keeps rewarding her for her bad behavior. And you're like, I'm just really confused at what the appeal behind what the appeal behind that show is. But anyway, the reviews of it are really mixed to negative. And anyway, I just wanted to rant about that because I just found the writing so confusing because it's just so unlikable. Anyway, yeah.
That is a very interesting concept. The one time I have seen that idea really work was actually in a book. Shocker. I am drawing a blank on the title, but it's set like it follows a British like lower class noblemen. I'm probably going to get some of these details wrong, but it's been a while since I've read it. Anyway, so it's kind of a satirical look on all of the British noble characters and whatnot in literature at the time, and where the proper hero is brave and strong and noble. This guy was cowardly and cheated to win and things like that. There's one scene I really liked where I believe he was fighting in Crimea, and they're defending a fort surrounded by enemy forces, and eventually it's everyone gets killed throughout this battle, and it's down to just the coward and one other guy. And the coward, he pulls down the British flag, the Union Jack, and he's holding on to it, saying to the other guy, "Let's just give up. That way we have a chance to at least survive." And the other guy is like, "No, we have to go down for our country," and phrase that terribly.
Yeah.
GC, don't say anything. Just then, the enemies blow open the gates, killing the other guy, and the coward is there, huddling on the far wall with the flag cradled to his chest. And just then, reinforcements show up, kill the bad guys, and there he is, seen bravely defending the flag, and he's praised as a national hero.
Oh, I see. But he wasn't doing that at all.
Yeah, so the whole thing is supposed to be this big joke to the obnoxious main character trope or idea.
Yeah, but like it wasn't, I guess, written in a way for the audience to actually kind of scrutinize the protagonist. Or were you actually supposed to be on his side? It's like, yeah, we're so happy for you that you're.
No. The whole thing was a joke. So you're on the sidelines saying, "Oh, that's Bob, whatever the hell his name was."
Yeah, I mean, like an unlikable character. Like it really all comes down to the story you want to tell, and obviously your intention behind the character. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to be watching Breaking Bad and, House of Cards and rooting Walter White and Frank Underwood, to succeed, right? Because they're doing horribly evil things. But with a show like Girlboss, I'm pretty sure the show, just by the tone of it, you're actually supposed to be laughing along with the character and cheering her on for, starting her own business. But it she's her personality is just so obnoxious and toxic. I don't know. Like, okay, like in the first episode, she keeps complaining about how, adulthood is where dreams go to die, and she hates working all of these minimum wage jobs, and she doesn't want to go to school, and she shows up late to work and then ends up going on the internet and then taking a personal call instead of helping out a customer, and then eating the boss's sandwich because she has no money to pay for her own food, even though her loving father wants to help her out, but she keeps saying no. And then when she gets fired, she acts like she's not apologetic at all. She screams at her boss for saying, "I quit. You didn't fire me. I quit." And she barges out of there. And I'm like, wait, what? Are we? When are we supposed to start cheering for her? And yeah, I'm just like, this is supposed to appeal to my generation. I don't understand. Like, again, with HBO, with the show Girls, again, all of those characters are kind of like that, but it's done in such a way where you're supposed to, you're supposed to look at those girls and say, wow, I hope I never turn out like that. But with a show like Girlboss, it's supposed to be this loosely biographical show about this real life person who she got rich selling vintage clothes on eBay, and then it eventually turned into her own business, and now she's like a multi-millionaire. It's supposed to be about her, and I'm like, did she okay the script for this? If somebody wrote me that way, I'd be completely outraged. And I'm just, I have no idea what's going on in the minds of the people who wrote and market this thing. But yeah, I don't know.
Hey, Kyle.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I loved that Willy Wonka reference you did in Percy Jackson.
Which one?
No, stop. Come back.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that was fun. For those of you who haven't don't remember him in the credits, as a buddy of mine named Brendan, who, well, I can't say too much, but we do have some fun plans for the end of season 2 for the storyline, as you can see from the cliffhanger from the last episode. But we're gonna have a bit of a showdown, one that's gonna be notably better than what we did for the first season. This time we actually know, we have a little better idea of what we're doing.
Is there going to be another big fight scene?
There's going to be another big fight scene.
Oh, nice. Is it going to be a different setting?
It's going to be a different setting. The thing that I'm looking for now is I need to do some location scouting, because I have an idea in mind. The problem is going to be actually finding it, because for what we have planned, we're going to need a lot of space.
Mm.
And I don't want to do the woods again. I want to give... Yeah. I don't want to say too much on that, but if everything works out the way that I'm planning for it right now, we should start filming the final fight somewhere in August.
Yeah, that's exciting. So you have a bit of time to scout out a place.
Yeah, got a little bit of time.
Yeah. I guess you'd have to worry about how public it might be, and if you need to take out a license thing. Probably not. You could probably get away with guerrilla filming as long as you're safe. And
I've got some friends who have a lot of land out in out west, like in Western Virginia and West Virginia.
Nice.
So hopefully something can work out there.
Yeah. Is weaponry going to be involved?
Maybe. 2 sword mages fighting.
Fake firearms?
I don't know if we're going to do anything with firearms.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the laws are like over there. But I know for, like, at least with my film school, which was, they kept saying that we weren't allowed to have any type of, firearm iconography in our assignments or projects, which was a bummer, unless it was like really fake looking like a water gun. But still, that I think they said too that if you're filming something with a fake firearm, you need proper licensing and documents and something like that. So.
Well, locally, if we were going to do anything like that, it's a good idea to let anyone around know that everything's a prop. When we actually filmed the zombie hunting scene for the Doom review, we were doing it in some woods, so not private land, but it was adjacent to this this water park that wasn't open at the time. To our surprise, there were some workers there, and we had to let them know, hey, this assault rifle, it's plastic. It's not going to do anything.
Right. No, that's smart. Yeah, it's good to know that. Yeah. But there's, yeah. What's your next review going to be on, if you're allowed to say?
Well, we have... Ashton is editing the Max Payne episode now. He's making some good progress on that. There was a bit of a delay there because, unfortunately, he got into a car accident, and that had to take a priority, unfortunately. He's okay.
Okay.
But editing was delayed by about a week and a half, unfortunately. fortunately, I have made some good progress with the next script, and I should be done in the next day or two. And that is going to be Jack Reacher.
Oh, Jack Reacher. Yeah. That movie
Yes.
was... I haven't read the books. I heard the book is good. The movie I thought was entertaining. I wouldn't say it was super memorable, but it was good. It was Jack Reacher. It was what it needed to be.
I'm going to leave a lot of my thoughts out of this for the moment to save for the review. But anyone who has seen my book review of Killing Floor, should not be surprised to hear that I am not a fan of Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
So this is going to be an interesting one.
Okay. Yeah.
Birthday, then.
I have an issue. From what I've seen of the movie, I have a slight issue of how it depicts women. Just from the little bit of what I got from it.
I can see that.
Yeah, but other than that, it was a fun movie. I mean, I didn't walk away offended, like super offended, but I'm just like, oh, some of those tropes are so old-fashioned for I think today's generation. But I think that's what the author was going for. So, it's a stylistic choice, right? So, yeah. Have you probably haven't had any time to catch up on Attack on Titan, have you?
I have not,
Oh
unfortunately.
my god, because it's so good! Like, I'm dying to talk about it. Like, shit just went down, okay? And it's so good, and I can't say anything.
Diane, you do realize that we're only saying this just so we can drive you crazy, right?
Yeah. So wait,
It's
have
fun
you
seeing
watched
her this
it?
animated.
What?
It's fun seeing you this animated.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it's a blast.
Yeah. Well, I get like that. But neither of you have seen it?
Not yet.
Oh,
Well,
Jesus
I've
Christ,
seen
that's
season
so good. I'm going to ask the chat. Chat, have you guys seen it?
You already know what I've been watching, Diane.
And I've been too busy watching Samurai Jack.
Oh, I heard Samurai Jack is good.
Oh, it's really good.
Yeah, a classmate of mine told me to watch it just to study it for its cinematography, because it's really good.
I have always been impressed with Samurai Jack as far as the pacing, because so many cartoons these days, you've got to have some loud noise or something flashy going on every 10 seconds, otherwise you lose the audience's attention. Samurai Jack is able to just have him. There was a scene in, I believe it was the first season, it was the episode with the blind archers, where Jack just sits down and meditates for like a minute or two straight. And it's just no music, just gentle ambient sounds of the forest in winter, as like he's trying to find out where everything is based on sound. So everything's fading into existence over here. You got a deer over here. You got some rabbits over there. There's a river off in the distance. Absolutely gorgeous cinematography. And I am, to answer Blue Dragon's questions, I have been very impressed with season 5 thus far. It's a little different now that there's a continuous storyline going on as opposed to the episodic nature of the previous 4 seasons. But I like Ashi. The new person they have voicing Aku is doing a very good job, I think. He's no Mako, but you can't replace Mako.
No.
With that in mind, he's still doing a very good job. He sounds very much like Aku.
Yeah, I never actually watched the first series, the original series. I heard it was good, but unfortunately it just never caught my eye. I was too enraptured by Powerpuff Girls. That one had all of my attention.
Well, Powerpuff Girls was also really good.
Yeah, Powerpuff Girls was amazing.
I gotta say, my favorite episode of Samurai Jack was the ninja one.
Oh, where Jack had to wear all white.
Yes, just the way.
That was a very cool aesthetic.
Oh yeah. I loved how they did that. But no, the series I've been into right now is Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans.
This is most bizarre name still. I can't believe they called it that.
How many Gundam series are there now?
Too many.
You could say the same thing about Power Rangers.
Power Rangers is his own weird-ass thing.
So is Gundam.
Yeah. Are they supposed to be a continuation? It's not, right? Is it?
Originally, yes, not so much anymore.
Yeah, I think they should each be their own entity. It shouldn't have to be a continuation. That would just get too crazy. So, let's see. Oh shoot, the series I'm waiting on is I think the 4th season of House of Cards. Is it the 4th season?
I need to watch that.
You need to watch that. Of all people, you should be watching that, along with Stranger Things. I don't know why you haven't watched either of those shows. I think those shows were made for you and your interests, and yet I'm the one watching it. I don't know why.
I've only just seen like the first episode and a half of 13 Reasons Why. Finally found a bit of spare
I've
time.
heard both good and bad things about it. Did you like it?
I like the pacing. The characters are interesting. The main character looks like a good guy. One day it would be nice to actually have a series or a movie or something like this where the main character isn't like Hollywood's idea of generic guy is still like at least a 7 as far as being attractive.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a pet peeve I have. It's like, come on, let's just give the Uggos a chance.
Satire says you need to give House of Cards a watch because it's based on a book.
Oh, really? Huh.
Oh, yes, it is. It was originally also a I'm guessing it was a British novel, and then it was a British series, and then they Americanized it like some 20-something years later. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. But back to your point, Kyle, like a friend of mine, she's also said the same thing about some casting choices where sometimes them looking like a supermodel is really distracting, and it goes against the very type of character and story they're originally going for. You know?
I remember which one was it? Beastly, where the female lead is supposed to be, according to the book, a total 0. Admittedly, that comes from the biased source of the main character, who was at that point a complete douchebag. But their idea of a total 0 is Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah, right.
It's like,
Wait, the girl in Beastly is supposed to be unattractive?
I mean, the main character certainly claimed she was. I mean, even if he, as incredibly superficial as that guy was at the beginning of the book, you'd think you wouldn't really label Vanessa Hudgens a 0.
No, I mean, I guess if it was what's his name? What's the guy's name in Beastly?
You mean the character's main name or the actor?
No, the character.
His name is Kyle.
Okay, sorry. So Kyle,
Shut up.
He's supposed to be this like shallow douchebag at the beginning, right? So obviously, any decently looking people, he's not going to deem good looking unless they've just walked off of the Victoria's Secret runway. So it could just be his own warped perception of beauty, his impossible standards of beauty. You could read it like that, I guess.
No. There are no standards of beauty out there in which Vanessa Hudgens is anything below a 7, and that's generous.
Yeah. But like Hollywood does that all the time. It was the same with like She's All That with Rachel Lee Cook. It's like, oh, they dress Rachel Lee Cook in overalls and glasses, and now she's supposed to be ugly. And I'm like, what? Like, why? But you know, she takes off her glasses, and oh my God, she's gorgeous now. It's, you know, it's just a Hollywood trope.
Which is one of the reasons I really appreciate Not Another Teen Movie. As stupid as that is, it's a guilty pleasure of mine.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember the main character or the female character's name, but all she does in her big, beautiful transformation scene is she takes off her glasses and she undoes her ponytail. And there you go. She goes from, you know, dumpy to hot.
Yeah, basically. But it's just one of those film tropes that hopefully I think it's going away a little bit. It has its charm, but I think you need to do that. If you're going to use that cliche, you have to do it with a bit of a tongue-in-cheek thing, because I'm hoping audiences out there are a little smarter than they were in the 80s and 90s. But it's the same thing with Clark Kent and Superman, right? So, yeah. But yeah. What else is on your guys' mind? I'm blanking out. Sorry.
Well, one of these days I'm going to sit there and get Kyle a Beastly outfit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, speaking of outfits, we were actually, and I only bring this up because, you know, geeks and whatnot. Keith and I were discussing stuff earlier before the chat actually started. He pointed out that he was wearing a Full Metal Alchemist shirt. GC, say something so that they'll see.
Full Metal Alchemist is awesome.
So
that was
awesome.
a cool shirt. Anyway, and then I brought this out.
Oh my God! Where did you get that?
I believe this was a purchase off of Etsy, but I actually have. Hold on. I've got a complete arm.
Oh, that is freaking awesome! I'm like
decided that he knows where we stand in the triad.
I think I win because of all this. So I've never actually cosplayed as Edward Elric. I'm still missing the wig and the cape, but I definitely want to try this out at some point because this looks really cool.
That is so cool. It could also double as an Iron Giant. You could just get the rest of the armor for...
maybe.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm impressed. And that was from Etsy? Was it like handmade and everything?
Basically, yeah. This is made using plastic cement, something to harden everything and put it in place. Shit ton of glue. Wasn't actually that expensive for what it is.
Oh, that's good. It's really nice. Is it plastic?
Yeah, mostly plastic.
Yeah. No, it was like really shiny, so.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. You guys have never officially cosplayed, right?
I have actually.
Oh, you have? Okay. How about you, Keith?
Did you ever cosplay?
Are you asking me or him?
Keith.
Once or twice.
As
What'd you
what?
go at?
Kyle's gonna get a kick out of this one. Cloud Strife.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, that's perfect.
I know, right?
No, it's funny because I always cosplayed as Sephiroth.
Well, those are really elaborate costumes. Like, would you guys make it yourself, or did you shell out the bucks?
I am not nearly talented enough in costuming to make my own stuff. I buy my costumes.
Yeah. No, those costumes were always so impressive when I saw them in at the conventions I used to go to back in the day. Like, there's that other Final Fantasy character, not from Final Fantasy VII. He's the one that carries that giant gun knife.
Squall from 8.
Squall, thank you. Yeah, this guy, he not only dressed up in the Squall outfit, but he somehow made that thing out of like duct tape, and it looked awesome. It was really impressive. And then you saw like a bunch of other girls in dressed as various female characters from that video game franchise. And I still remember one costume with these like white angel wings, and each individual feather was dangling by a string. It was really, really cool. Yeah, I love costumes like that, even though I'm not a fan of the franchise. It's always nice to see that type of artistry. So
I've always been impressed by some of those costumes. I mean, when you really put a lot of effort into it, it's just straight up not fair. I don't know if everyone else has seen this yet, but there was something I saw on Facebook a while back of a guy who was cosplaying as Iron Man, fully functional suit.
Yeah, I saw that one.
He's like the face mask raised and lowered. It's like, that is, you got the guy screaming in the back, that is not fair. It's like, that's exactly how I feel. I want that.
Yeah, I know.
But you got to give him credit that he was able to make that so well.
Yeah.
That takes time. That's one of those things that takes time and effort.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so amazing that he created it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And what I really like is people are already cosplaying as, damn it, what's his name? Blue guy from Guardians. Yabo?
No, I haven't seen
Yamato?
I haven't seen that one yet, but
someone is already cosplaying as a Mary Poppins version of him, and if you've seen the movie, that is hilarious.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. My friend, a friend of mine who has a son, she's talking about how, in a few years' time, she'd love to take him to Disneyland, and maybe he can cosplay as a character, but she keeps saying how there's actually very few male characters that are popular for cosplaying. I don't know, like, if you guys could cosplay as a male Disney character, who would it be?
Not Gaston.
Gaston would be okay.
With me, I'd probably find some way to make a Simba costume.
A Simba costume? Yeah, that'd be good. I guess there's Hercules, and of course Aladdin and Flynn Rider. But like, yeah, I guess like the more iconic costumes are still belong to the female characters. So yeah.
At one of the anime conventions I went to, or one of the Comic-Con conventions, someone actually had a beautiful outfit that was just pure Ursula.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Mind you, that same day I also saw someone who was dressed up as the Sultan from Aladdin.
That's cute. I like that.
He even had these little toys that he had.
Oh god, the little toys! That's so clever. I love that. It's amazing. Yeah, I love it when they're really clever about costumes like that. I knew when Stranger Things came out, everybody was going to be dressed as that alphabet wall with the Christmas lights. Yeah, that would be a cosplay I would like to go as. It just looks like a lot of fun. And then I'm pretty sure people would be like chasing me with an axe or something to chop me. Me down.
Speaking of talking about cosplay and everything, that Comic-Con I went to, the one I met the Ursula at.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have a picture of me and her together, and what happened is that here she is holding up the shell necklace.
Oh, nice.
And here I am next to her singing "Swinging on a Star" by Bing Crosby.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes, I can sing. No, I'm not going to.
I don't remember if I've told this story on a live stream or not, but the best cosplayer I have ever met was actually at my first cosplay. It was a guy who was dressed up as Maze Hughes. Let's see if I can actually find it.
Oh, Maze Hughes.
Ah,
I just love that uniform. The Full Metal Alchemist military uniform is such a great look.
all right, well, I'm having trouble finding it, but this guy was so in character that what he would do is, because it's not just when you're in costume, when you're actually staying in characters when it really gets fun. But what this guy would do is he would gleefully run up to people he has never met before, did this to me, introduced himself, and then would hand out a picture of his daughter
really?
from the show and would say, "This is my daughter. Isn't she adorable?" And for
awesome.
years, I swear I still have that photo somewhere around here. I don't know where it is right now, but it's somewhere.
Yeah, I love it when they get in character like that. It's always a lot of fun. I still remember the first convention I went to. The first lineup I sat in on, I don't even remember what I was waiting for, but Vash the Stampede cosplayer pretty much stood in front of the lineup and shouted out that love and peace slogan. And like the whole lineup loved it. They ate it up. Yeah, I've never cosplayed myself just because, ironically enough, I didn't want my picture taken, and now I have a YouTube channel. Go figure. But I don't know. As much as I love so many characters, there's not one character I really want to dress up as, surprisingly enough. And if I do want to dress up as that character, it's usually for the wrong reason. It's usually more for, wow, she has a really great outfit on. Where's she from? I don't know who she is. It's weird.
People keep mentioning My Immortal in the comments, and I realized that I just remembered that I actually really wanted to read that live at some point. So we're gonna have to schedule that at some point.
We
soon.
should read that live. I've never read it, so it'd be complete. I'll wait until we schedule that, and I'll not have read a single word of it until we actually do the live reading. I think that'd be awesome.
Assuming Keith is willing to suffer through it.
God, we could do like we could like officially say we could go for say 10 pages, and then tap out afterwards if it's like way too much to handle.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That is a bad pun, I am Kyle. That is a horrible pun.
What
I don't like it.
Well, you would. Diane, what he said is, Crimson, you shouldn't be envious. That'd just kill Hughes.
Spoilers.
If you don't already know that.
I get the reference. I don't see the pun.
Envious.
Yeah.
Have you seen the show?
Yeah, I know. Envious, kill Hughes. I get it, but I don't get the pun. Sorry, it's a.
You're okay, Diane. You're still smarter than Relena.
Oh, shut up. She ran her own country, okay? She's actually a smart person. The writers just made all the women in that show. I
think you two have single-handedly driven that point into the ground so hard. For everyone in the chat, these two have been arguing over this for days now.
Not days. We just started like yesterday.
Yes, yesterday and today. 2 days, plural.
Yeah. Honestly, I can pitch you my idea for a sequel series starring Relena and Dorothy, and you would like it.
Probably. But I still hate Relena. You still love her, and I'm going to troll you.
Oh my god. Okay, well, who's your favorite character from Gundam Wing, if you have one?
My favorite one? Char.
From Gundam Wing. You mean Zex?
Yeah, Zex.
Oh, Zex, yeah, he's also really interesting. Batshit crazy too, but
Well, yeah, he's batshit, but he's still awesome.
yeah, he's still awesome. Again, they don't do anything with his character. Well, they do a little bit, I guess, but that show has a lot of problems. But who here in the chat actually knows what Gundam Wing is? I'm just wondering how outdated some of my obsessions are nowadays. Because I realize that, it's been like 20 years since that, over 20 years since that show has been on the air.
Has it been that long?
Well, at least it's been 20 years since it's been on the air in Japan. It probably, I don't think it came to Canada until like 97 or the early 2000s. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I just like to troll. I like to troll Diane. It's fun.
Yeah.
It gets her animated.
Yeah, no, like anytime somebody mentions Gundam Wing, it's like a trigger for me. Like I immediately start geeking out and like defending Relina to the death. But yeah, yeah. But are you guys watching? Have you guys watched anything? Have you guys seen Guardians of the Galaxy 2? I've not seen it yet.
I liked it.
I couldn't go see it because, well, it came out on the 6th. I went through surgery on the 1st.
Yeah.
So I couldn't go see it.
So I have to ask, what's with the crutches? Is that what the surgery was about?
Yep. I had a steel rod in my leg and had it pulled out.
Oh, I see. Are you gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'll be just fine, Diane. No worries, but it's just what it is. Blasting is giving me a lot of pain, and I'm just glad it's out.
What's having surgery like? Because that was something I always wondered about. I'm one of those very lucky people that has almost like a perfect bill of health. So I've never been in a situation where I ever had to go to the hospital for anything too serious. I've actually, as a kid, when I didn't know any better, I was kind of envious of people who did get to go to the hospital because it just meant that, oh, something exciting is happening. But like, I don't know, what's it like going under? And explain to me that experience.
Well, in the time waiting up to the surgery, it can be very nerve-wracking because your mind is constantly going through what could go wrong and everything else.
Right.
But after a certain point, you can't remember shit.
No. Well, what is it like when they, inject you with the sedation? Are you just like, do you just black out and then?
Yeah, it's kind of like a cutout or a fade away, for lack of a better term. But what they did with me is they sat there and put it in through the IV, and that's how I went out.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing I remembered was waking up after the surgery, and I freaked out the nurses because apparently I'm the only person they ever had that's woken up still in the surgery room while they're doing cleanup.
Okay, so you woke up during cleanup, so after the surgery was
yeah.
Okay, that's good. Because I've heard of incidences where they wake up during surgery, and that's supposed to be a really bad thing. Like, you're supposed to be, like a few steps away of being legally dead or something for them to actually perform open surgery on you.
Yeah, but no, surgery is just, it is what it is. It happens, and that's all I can really see of it.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Everyone's got their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Kyle, have you ever had to go to the hospital for anything serious?
If we're talking surgery, the most serious thing that's ever happened to me was when I got my wisdom teeth taken out.
Oh, were you put under for that?
Yep. It was that or the local, and my father took me, and I was somewhere in high school back when this happened, and he strongly suggested against the local because the sound of hearing the teeth getting cracked open and pulled out of your head is apparently horrifying. So
It's not that bad.
It can be. I didn't get the option of going under for that because I was in the Navy when they pulled mine out.
Oh, lovely.
Oh yeah, the anesthetic wore off on the other side, and I had to look at the doctor and said, it wore off. You don't know what you're talking about. Want to bet?" That's one thing that's always annoyed me about doctors. They apparently think we don't know what's going on with our body when we say, "This is what's going on." Oh, you can't. You can't be knowing anything.
Yeah. Well, like it's very common for doctors to have that. Some doctors have that type of superiority complex. They absolutely do. They just assume, sometimes for right reasons, considering their heightened education about the human body, that they know more than you, but also like they're also notorious for not wanting to be wrong. So they hate being proven wrong by people. So they, they're just going to stick to their guns no matter how wrong they are in the end, sometimes, from what I hear.
But anyway, moving on from all that.
Yeah, sorry.
Actually, quick thing that I've lost it. Someone reminded me of it. Is that I think I've been talking with Ashton recently, and we need to update the theme song. So I think what we're going to end up doing is opening up a contest to see if anyone wants to try to help design one. I don't know. That's apparently what Linkard did, and it really worked out for him. So might try something similar.
You could. I don't know how to write a stitch of music, so.
We're going to get tortillas and sour cream.
Okay. Here you are.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Taco Bell?
No. Anyway.
That was fun.
Let's see.
Are you guys excited for the Pirates of the Caribbean movie?
It should be interesting. I'm hoping I get to see it.
I haven't seen the last one, and I'm not huge on it, but
I've seen the third movie only, so I was like I was very confused about what the heck was going on in the theater when I watched it.
Why would you come into a series in part 3?
I don't know, because my friends were seeing it, and I just wanted to hang out with them, so I just tagged along, and I thought sword fighting and sea monsters can't go wrong, really. It was fine for what it was. I had some very clever ideas. I still need to watch the first one because I know everyone still says it's the best. It's the best one out there because it started the franchise, and that was before Disney knew what they had, before they started exploiting the crap out of it, specifically for the Chinese money. So what I was telling these guys before the chat started was that apparently the reason why they keep pumping out all these Pirates of the Caribbean sequels, even though they technically ended the story by the third movie, is because it's actually really more for the Chinese audiences back in China. It's really not for Western audiences, because in China, apparently Pirates of the Caribbean is a huge thing, which I think that's the reason why they already had the premiere over there in Shanghai. And unlike in America, where Star Wars is everywhere, it's Pirates of the Caribbean in China. Because apparently China doesn't seem to like Star Wars for its anti-tyrannical government themes for whatever reason. They don't seem to like that, so that's why they push.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Actually,
So-
a lot of that is the same reason. Sorry, Dan, I didn't mean to
Yeah.
cut you off. But,
No, yeah, go on. Yeah.
a lot of what you're saying actually resonates with the Michael Bay-ocalypse of the Transformers films, because those are
yeah.
ridiculously popular in China as well.
Yep, that's why. What was it? The last movie took place in partly in China, right? And then you
I
had
think so,
Stanley. And you had Stanley Tucci sipping out of a Chinese brand juice box. I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh my god, they're not even trying to hide it. And apparently, in one of the Iron Man movies, it's either the second Avengers movie or the third Iron Man movie where this very famous Chinese actress, Fan Bingbing, in case you guys have ever heard of her, she's like a huge deal in China. They had this entire scene with her that was made only specifically for the Chinese version of that film, but it never got released in the US version. So they've really been trying to cater to Asian audiences because that's where a lot of the money is now. So we'll figure. What was it too? Have you guys heard of that movie Colossal? Have I mentioned that one before?
Isn't that the one you were in?
Yep, that's the one I was in.
I haven't seen it personally.
I haven't seen it, but
I haven't seen it. I'm planning to, but I was like really disappointed to learn that. Hang on. Yeah, I was really disappointed to learn that it made diddly squat in its opening weekend. It made like $2 million only, and it was made for very little money too, considering it's like supposed to be this giant disaster monster movie. It was only made for $14 million apparently, and again, that's like nothing, right? And it only made $2 million in its opening weekend. I'm like, oh, ow, that hurts. But it's been getting good reviews. But I guess it's just, it's, again, one of those incidences where it's critically acclaimed, but it's making no money. But my friend kept saying how, in terms of domestic numbers, that's, they'll make back their money through the international market. And again, that movie takes place in South Korea, so maybe, hopefully, that's where they'll make back their money. So, yeah.
It's kind of like that Shia LaBeouf movie that got released in England that sold only 3 tickets.
What movie was that?
Sorry, that's damn.
Yeah. I think it was like some weird small experimental thing that he did, but
Was it
with all the controversy he's doing on the "He Will Not Divide Us" campaign, the internet has been destroying him for the last couple of months.
Yeah.
I thought he was winning us back. I don't know. I don't keep up with these things.
I don't think he will ever recover from this.
Well, no, he won't recover from it, but I thought he was kind of embracing his own crazy and turning it into something semi-positive, because he participated in that whole cannibalizing the cannibal Shia LaBeouf, or cannibalizing Shia LaBeouf. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. That won back so many points, at least for me. Yeah, he won back a lot of points, I think, by doing that. But yeah, I don't know what happened. Yeah, it's a shame what ended up happening with him. I hope he's okay. I don't know. I always feel bad for people who
Meh.
let
Anyway. Should we move on to the Q&A?
Yep, because I think everyone's is waiting for it.
Yep. Okay, shoot us your questions.
Let's see. No, I don't know if I'll ever actually review Attack on Titan.
I don't think you should.
It'd be.
It's a waste of time. That movie was awful.
Damn.
Think so?
Damn.
Yeah. It's really bad. I don't think it's worth your time. It's yeah.
But those make the best episodes.
You'd think, but I just don't. It's up to you, man. If you can find something funny and interesting to say about it, sure. But that movie just isn't even that. It wasn't even bad in an entertaining way for me. It was just boring. They got some stuff right, some very minute things, and that was about it. Yeah, I tried to be forgiving. At first I was like, oh, okay, they made it on a shoestring budget. They made some different choices, but in the end I was like, no, it just fell apart. It was bad.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to get your name right, but Mateo Logo
Raro.
Yeah, he's asking about the cliffhanger and the storyline. I mean, you can go ahead and field any questions you want there. I can't promise I'll answer any of them, but yeah, go ahead.
Speaking of, am I going to be showing up in soon? I'm guessing.
We've got a few things planned. I'll shoot you a copy of the script eventually.
Roger that.
But let's see. Sword of Truth series. Actually, I've got. Well, I don't think you can actually see it from here. My central bookshelf over there has the first 9 copies of the series.
Very nice.
Yeah, right over there. Kind of on these.
David, that's also on the list already.
Anyway,
the Leviathan series is on the list.
I read the first 4.5 books, stopped halfway through the 5th one because it got a little too rapey for my tastes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was getting bad.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys watch are you guys excited for the It movie? The new It movie?
I'm not, but I don't know. I might watch it. It looks like it'll be better than the original.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but Tim Curry is still Pennyworth.
Oh yeah, of course.
Pennywise, sorry.
Do we know who's playing Pennywise in the new one?
Googling.
Okay.
Jay Farrar, or I'm sorry if that's not your name or I butchered it. I'm sorry. He has yet to finish the Inheritance saga.
I've only read the first one.
Huh?
Bill Skarsgård. Hold on, that's familiar. Have I seen this guy in something else?
Is Slade lurking in the chat again?
Is she?
The Slade Shadow?
Yeah.
Hi, Slade.
Oh, where is she? I don't see her. Oh, there she is. Hi, Slade. Not. I'm not crazy about the Dark Tower either, but whatever.
Though I gotta admit, the trailer I saw for it did look really interesting.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting to watch the Dark Tower trailer. I remember you totally messaged me about that too, but it fell on my head. Crimson Road, 13 Reasons Why review. Is 13 Reasons, was that originally a book?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking like vlogs or something, probably not, just because it's been out for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Someone else is asking about. Let's see. Crossing over with
Horace has a question for all three of us.
What?
What's the series you, the Triad, would not like to see adapted in cinema?
What would you not like to see adapted in cinema? Oh, I'm sure there's an answer to this. I still haven't. Nothing's coming to me at the moment. That I would not want to see adapted to cinema.
Yeah. What series would you like to not see adapted to cinema?
Maybe not so much a series, but I can think of a few remakes that I wouldn't want to see done today. I don't think they should ever do. I don't think Akira would ever work live action.
No, they need to stop with that.
Yeah, because I heard Ghost in the Shell was not great. Like
Yeah.
aesthetically, I heard it's a very beautiful, expensive-looking movie, but the in terms of storytelling, character, it didn't work out. I don't think Akira would work live action. Attack on Titan maybe, but you know what? If I don't think it would work as a movie because those stories were written to be in a serialized format. You can't just cram all of that into one movie. It just doesn't freaking work. That never ever works.
Evolution.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I wouldn't want to see Attack on Titan turn into a movie. So that's one series. And then I want them to stop remaking the animated Disney movies into live action movies, but that's not going to happen.
What's your answer, Kyle?
I really don't know. I mean, I've been scouring all my books over here, and I can't really think of a real answer. I would have said something by Vince Flynn, except they're doing that. They're making American Assassin a book, and I'm going to be perfectly honest. I got about 3 chapters into that book, and I was like, no, I'm not doing this. Put the book down. No.
Yeah. I don't know, Keith. What do you not want to see become?
That is a tough one. I would have to say that the one I really, really don't want to see turned into a movie would probably have to be the Michael Vey books. They're not bad. They're actually kind of good, but I'm pretty sure they just screw it up consistently.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of books, they would make for better miniseries than they would a full-on movie. Right? Because again, a miniseries, it's a little bit more similar to the medium of reading a book, whereas with a book, for most people, you usually don't read it in one full sitting, right? You usually have to put it down and then go back to it every day, every other day, right? Like you would a TV series. So why not just make it into a mini series as opposed to let's try to cram like an 800-page book into maybe 2 hours and see if it'll work out. So, like with Time Traveler's Wife, I was so livid when I watched that movie because they ruined it so badly. I think it would have been a beautiful miniseries if they decided to take it that route. So, yeah.
Hey, Kyle.
Yeah.
Apparently, Mateo Logo wants to see a live stream with me, you, Diane, Slade, and Strife.
That would be
insane.
Interesting. No, because you and Slade would definitely spend the entire time ganging up and trying to troll me.
Like I don't do that anyway?
Oh, you do it already, except you'd have backup.
Yeah.
Let's see.
A question for all 3 of us from Blue Dragon. The Geek Triad, what's your favorite villain from Disney?
Oh, that's so difficult.
I already know my answer.
Well, why don't you go ahead then?
Disney villain is the only one to have actually succeeded. Scar. He's the only one who actually succeeded.
For a while, he was
Only
eventually
reason-
beat.
Yes, he was eventually beat, but he was the only one to succeed in his initial plan. And that's only
Well, you could
because
say
he
this.
didn't kill Simba, and because Simba got lucky and Timon and Pumbaa found him. That's it. If Simba had died,
But-
Scar would have stayed in power.
With that argument, though, you could say the same thing about Jafar.
Jafar's a cool one.
Because he technically succeeded, did he not? He became the Sultan. He got all the
Okay,
power.
let me rephrase that. Scar is the only one who succeeded for a good amount, lengthy
amount of
time.
For years, right? Because
Yeah.
he ruled over that. Yeah. With Jafar, he had it for like a few hours, and then it all went.
Or he had it for a couple hours, and then he got suckered by his own greed.
Yeah.
I would say Frollo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh,
'Cause
Frollo,
Hellfire
my
is
God.
Such a good song.
Yeah, Frollo was just,
Ooh.
that villain did not mess around. Like, he was just evil straight through. He was like one of the few rare villains, at least during the 90s era, where, like, he was just straight up evil. He didn't mess around. You know, he didn't mess around. As opposed to all the other villains, they had some charm and comedy about them. But with Frollo, he's just a straight up insane person that you wouldn't want to, you know. Frollo was
Brad Wolf has a question for all three of us. But we'll get to that in a second after Diana's answered. Who's your favorite villain?
God, I don't know if I have one. It's too
If
difficult.
it's a tie between several, no worries.
You want to just fall back on Jafar since you've already mentioned him?
I like Jafar. But you know what? I'm gonna go with Maleficent is pretty awesome, and his design was based off of her, so I have to go with the original. Maleficent is great. I loved, you know, when I was a kid and I was like acting out all the characters while watching that movie, I also really liked playing Maleficent because she got that cape and the staff and everything.
Yeah.
And that power. So I like Maleficent. Cruella de Vil is great because she's, you know, again, just such a fun character.
Fucking crazy.
Fucking crazy. Frollo is great. Oh, and I love Ursula. I think out of all the villains, Ursula, she has like the most fun.
Okay.
And again, I think I had way more fun playing her evil disguise as Vanessa as opposed to Ariel. Just that short little scene where she's singing in front of the mirror, and like I just love that scene. It's so much fun, and she's climbing on top of the vanity, and it's just spinning in circles. It's just like she has the most fun. So yeah, I think maybe Ursula actually.
Okay. Now, as for Brad's question, Brad Wolf 07. Hopefully it's easier, but probably not. What is our favorite Disney villain song?
Oh Jesus! Also, yeah, I love Gaston too. He's a great villain. Carissa, favorite Disney villain song?
Kyle has to answer first this time.
I'm gonna cheat on this one.
Oh, you're taking the cop out?
Yeah, the drawing the blank on the actual name of the song, but it's the one where from Beauty and the Beast, where LeFou is trying to cheer up Gaston, and he's talking about how goddamn manly he is.
Yeah, it's just called. Isn't that just called the Gaston?
No, that's just Gaston.
It's just called Gaston. Yeah. Yeah.
Diane, your turn.
God, that's too difficult.
Would you like me to take it and let you think for a bit more?
Yeah. Please do.
Okay, my favorite. I can't say one alone. Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's just two of them that have always stuck with me. One is, surprise, surprise, Scar's song "Be Prepared."
Uh-huh.
That's a good one.
Jeremy Irons did that. Still to this day sends chills down my spine.
Oh, I know trivia. I know trivia.
Even the fact that Jeremy Irons didn't sing the full song.
Yeah. And Jim Cummings
Yep.
had to do the other half, but
Yep.
he
But the
matched
second
them
one-
so perfectly. Like you could
I
never
know.
tell unless but they both did a fantastic job.
Yeah, but the second song is from The Little Mermaid, Ursula's song "Poor Unfortunate Souls."
Souls. Yeah.
I haven't heard that one in a
just
while.
the pacing of that.
Yeah.
The way they started with that slow, rhythmic,
Yeah.
and trying to entice you, and then after that little cut, that upbeat right there was just terrifying.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
Because you could hear her and you thought, con artist, she's trying to get us to make the deal.
Mm-hmm.
And you're chanting the entire time, Ariel, don't do it, don't do it.
Yeah, I know. And like it's Howard Ashman's lyrics, right? It's so good. When you actually take the time to just read any of his lyrics from any Disney song he's written with Alan Menken, just his play on words, it's just so freaking good. It's just pure poetry. I could easily just read a book of his lyrics. It's just such an amazing writer, that guy. It was so sad that he went, he passed when he did.
Okay, Diane, it's your turn.
Okay, I think it's top three in no particular order. I think it's Gaston. Controversial one, Savages from Pocahontas, and Hellfire.
Okay, Brenna Broadbeck has a question for all three of us. If you could have any superpower in the world, what would it be, and what would your superhero name be? But NBA Films and Gojira both have a question for me. Doing The Hobbit with the Dom, I don't know who the Dom is, so I'm sorry on that one. Which Greek god is Krim and why? Dionysus.
Seriously?
If we're asking the character Krim, it's Dionysus.
Which one is that?
For
Again?
obvious reasons.
The god of
Dionysus,
wine.
Greek god of.
Oh, the Greek god of wine. Yeah, that's a fun one. Why
Hey
would
guys,
you
hold
want
on, real quick. Slade is actually asking to join the chat. You guys cool with that?
Come on in.
Yes.
All right. Let's see if we can get her in here. Hold on.
Hello.
Slade!
Hey, Slade.
Hi,
Hey.
Slade.
Line.
Hi, Slade.
Just had to join us, huh?
Well, she's been lurking.
Yeah,
Am I on live?
you're
Yep.
on live.
You're on live.
What's up, fuckers?
It's a live stream.
Oh my god, can people actually see? Oh my god, there's me.
Yep.
Yep. People can see you.
You have the option of closing video if you want to shoot one of the buttons up in the top of your screen.
No, that's fine. You guys are connected here. What's
So, what would your guys' superhero power be in your name?
Uh,
I'll have to answer first.
go ahead.
No, you have to answer first.
I thought you said you were going to answer first.
No, Kyle has to answer first.
Fine. Then I'm going to cheat and I'm going to say the powers as depicted in Micro God.
Oh, that is so cheating.
That's a cop out.
It is not a cop out. It is awesome because I'd be able to kill Superman.
Out.
Yeah.
It's a cop
It
out.
is not a cop out.
Well, wait. Along with that, you'd be immortal
By choice.
by
Sort of.
choice. God, that's awful.
It's not awful. You can still kill Clark. It's just people don't know how to.
No. I'm asking for you. You would be immortal, right? Like your character.
Sort of.
Like you can't. Like I wouldn't wish immortality on anybody.
It's optional.
It's optional. Okay.
Still a
God.
cop out.
Fine. Control of the elements then.
All right, Avatar.
Yeah. What would your name be?
Fine. The Crimson Fucker.
Oh, that's
Fine. Rest of you go so I can make fun of you. Keith, your turn.
Okay. Crimson Fucker.
Oh, I'm not going to live this down for a while.
Never.
No, you are not. I'm making fun of you tomorrow.
I know you
Yes.
are.
Slade, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
God damn it. Oh, I knew this was going to happen if I got the both of you on screen.
But
You were
anyway, my power would probably be the control and manipulation of shadows and darkness, being able to travel through it, harden it into an actual weapon. No comments, rogue. And basically being able to manipulate it at will. And my name would be Oblivion. Again, no comments,
That's dark and
rogue.
disturbing.
Yeah.
Slade, your turn. What superpower and what would
Diane,
you
go first, and I'll go.
Okay.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the superpowers I've chosen for myself is purely selfish, and I don't know how they could ever really help in saving the world. But it would either be instant teleportation or time travel, going back in time. At least maybe say I need to put a limit on it, right? So let's say I can only go back in time 2 hours before what happened.
Okay.
So that'd be my thing.
That's pretty nice.
Well-
And what would your superhero name be?
Millisecond?
Name.
That could work. I was thinking Time Warp.
Time warp?
And if you get the reference, start the lyrics in the chat.
Oh yeah. No, what about millisecond? That makes sense.
Millisecond works.
Millisecond, yeah. So, Slade, your turn.
Well, everyone that knows me, I'm a huge comic book fan, so I'd have to go with anything that Deadpool has.
Oh God, yeah.
Which iteration? Because you know
How
we
is
get
that
power
not a
every-
cop out? But me choosing my own character's powers is.
Yes.
Because it's narcissistic.
Damn.
Damn right.
Duh.
Because I'm adorable, especially running around with half a burned face.
Yeah.
That and his
Kyle, we're no
literally
longer-
concentrate to use his healing powers.
Kyle, we're no longer allowed to go to that McDonald's, by the way.
Uh-oh.
Really?
What'd you do?
What did you do? Did you do
Yeah.
the makeup thing again?
Sort of.
Oh, did you use
You
their?
got to tell the story now.
Well, I decided it'd be a great idea to, blow off half my jaw and go to McDonald's.
Oh, gods.
So I don't know if anyone's seen this. She does really good makeup. Like she was doing this. Not what am I thinking of?
Haunted house.
Well, she did this this bit where like the entire bottom jaw was all red, and then she had these strands of fake skin from liquid latex.
Oh no!
It looked horrifying. It was great.
I bet.
And then she goes through the.
That's how you hired me too.
And then she goes through the drive-through at a McDonald's.
Can you really get banned for that? I mean, as long as you didn't walk into the store and you were harassing the customers and putting them off their food, I don't think they have any right to ban you if you just went through the drive-through.
Yeah, I think I can go back now. It's been over a year, so.
They probably wouldn't recognize you without the makeup on anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it couldn't be her. She
no
has
hair,
her whole face
so.
on.
Yeah.
Definitely not allowed to go to the Goodyear in town, that's for sure.
Slade, you're a horrible, evil person, and I love you.
Thank you. I love you too.
I look forward to harassing Kyle with you.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm gonna make
Which he's already regretting bringing you in.
Oh, wait until we get you out here. If we can ever get you out here. I've actually been to, where are you, Farmington, Utah?
Yeah, I'm in Utah.
If it's in Farmington, I've been there. Nice amusement park, by the way.
Oh, you mean Lagoon?
Yep.
It's still there.
That's terrible.
I know. Ugh. But yes, I know.
Dinky little amusement park.
Yep.
Until they, what's that new ride that they have there? The Colossus?
No, the Colossus has been around for years now. I can't even remember. Anyway, unfortunately, guys, I got to cut out because it's time for me to go get something to eat. I'll catch you later, guys.
Just as well. It's about time for us to close out anyway. I've got work in the morning.
Okay, fair enough.
Slade,
Yeah.
we both have to be
So do
awake
I.
in like 5 hours.
Yeah, what's sleep?
It's the thing you get when you down half a bottle of ZQuil.
Yeah, I'm going to go do that myself. Night.
Nice, Slade. I think we got time for one more question, though.
Oh, I want to answer.
Okay.
Well, here's one, and it applies to Slade. Luke Cartwright asks, if you had to dye your hair and skin color permanently, what colors would it be?
Blue. I want to be a Smurf.
Yeah. I'm okay with the colors I have on now. I'm fine. If I had to choose a color that wasn't my own, green. I look good in green. I like green. So green.
Kyle, your turn. We already
Red.
dyed you red once.
Red.
We already did that color.
Still going with red.
Fine. Be red. I don't care.
And
Definitely
Keith?
both have my name.
I think he already left.
Oh, he already
Yeah,
left?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
sorry.
just the three of us.
Okay.
And I got to answer this just because I like it. Favorite Pixar movie? This will be our last question,
Up.
and then I'm shutting it down.
Okay. Up.
Up.
Inside Out.
I'd go with The Incredibles.
Oh, yeah. I know you like The Incredibles. Yep. Actually, every time I think of that movie, I keep remembering what you said about it. But with Inside Out, that was easily, it gave me the best movie-going experience of my entire life. So it has to be Inside Out. So,
I will say Inside Out is the funniest movie I've ever seen in theaters. When they got to the very end where Riley bumps into that guy, and then you've got the girl alarm going off in his head. I was that is exactly what it's like.
yeah. And oh god, it made me cry for the first time in a movie theater out in public. I was so unprepared for that. That's never happened to me before, so I was so caught off guard. And I'm trying to remember. Oh, anytime Sadness was on screen, and she's just describing what it's like to be sad. Like she just wants to I just want to lie down and contemplate the hopelessness of life's problems or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. I'm just like, yeah, that's about right. And they did such a good job of making you be on Joy's side at the beginning. It's just like, oh my God, sadness. Can you like pull your shit together? You know, like you hated her. And you understand where Joy was coming from, but then eventually the move you turned with what, you eventually understood what was Sadness's purpose, and yeah, it is so good how it manipulated your emotions and your perspectives so damn good. Anyway, yeah, and Up was a good one too.
Blade?
Up made me cry.
Up was good. Up was close to making me cry, but it wasn't quite there. But in my film school, anytime we talk about great storytelling with little to no dialogue, the Up sequence always comes up. The beginning, the marriage montage. It's like it's all anyone can talk about. It's always like on the list of good examples on what to shoot for. So yeah.
That's a marriage that everyone wants.
Yeah, it's a marriage everyone should shoot for. It's like, what's the saying now? Relationship goals. That's what you want.
Relationship goals.
Yeah. So
Alright.
anyway, I think that was a good run, guys. I'll see you guys next time.
I might make an appearance next time. Night.
Yep. Night.
Hey guys,
Bye,
thanks everyone
chat.
for stopping by.
Okay.